For 2025, Ford promises a luxurious and upscale Ford Explorer, an SUV that can go head-to-head with the Kia Telluride, Hyundai Palisade, maybe even the Jeep Grand Cherokee. If there's one thing that the Explorer has been lacking in the past, is an upscale driving environment, giving you softer touch materials and also having technology that is going to be very competitive with the best in this market. From the outside, it looks like a modest refresh, and in fact, you really can't judge a book by its cover because while the exterior does look pretty much the same as last year, the interior is all new. Now for the Platinum, this isn't necessarily a top trim because it is priced about $2,000 below the ST. But if you are looking for a comfortable and plush daily driver that is family friendly, but also gives you the technology and comfort you're looking for at around $60,000, this might actually be the pick. Now, before we get in this video, I want to give a huge shout and thank you to Acton Ford in Acton, Massachusetts for letting me come down here once again to check out the 2025 Ford Explorer. Their link will be in the description below, so you can check out their extensive Ford inventory. If you're joining us from last week's video for the 2025 Ford Explorer Active, you probably remember that with that model we had featured, it was priced right around $48,000 and was well equipped with the carbonized gray wheels, all-wheel drive, Pano Vista moonroof, and the ActiveX seating material. At $48,000, that comes in at about $4,000 below the starting price for the Platinum we have today. Now, keep in mind and also limit your expectations here because you're probably thinking, wait a minute, I can go with a Platinum? Maybe not, because by going with the all-wheel drive system, but then also if you're opting for the twin-turbo V6, you're getting close to $60,000, and our model today is close to around $58,000, so about $10,000 more. But if you are someone looking at buying a luxurious crossover under $60K, you might actually like what we have here for this Platinum. In regards to the design of this vehicle, nothing's too different compared to the Active, outside of some minor aesthetic cues, but also some things you're not seeing visually, at least at first glance. So up front, you are going to notice the unique front grille design for the Platinum. So for all four trims, you will have a different design for that grille. With the Platinum, it looks more like chainmail. It has a nice armor look to the front fascia, giving you more of this higher quality design to this model. Now, you are going to have adaptive headlights that will give you better visibility at night or in adverse weather conditions, and you'll also find the LED fog lights once again like we saw on the Active. Now, of course, and this is a bit of a surprise, I have to be honest here, for a vehicle that is approaching $60,000, you are still going to have the cladding around the wheel arches and the front and rear bumpers. Some vehicles, especially ones that are leaning more towards luxury, are going to go with a full paint finish. But I have a feeling that for the Explorer, it is built for someone who's constantly on the go or has kids. So in a way, it does make sense. Also, these vehicles are perfect for winter road conditions, especially with the all-wheel drive system. Now, making our way over the side profile, there are some key differences here for the Platinum that you're only going to find on this trim compared to the Active, ST line, and ST. One being the 8.2 inches of ground clearance. Now, that is going to be about a ½ inch better than the three other trims, and if you are somebody that needs that better ground clearance for year-round capability and versatility, this would be the trim to go with. So not only are you getting a vehicle that is a bit more upscale and premium, you're also receiving a vehicle that will be more conducive for winter road conditions. Now, our model is sitting on the 20-inch aluminum wheels that do come standard for the Platinum. However, there is two other wheel packages you can go with, giving you 21s. Personally, I think the 20s would be the optimal choice in regards to ride comfort and quality, since I've already experienced an Explorer with the 20s, with the Active and those carbonized gray wheels. Very comfortable. I know some people are going to say, I wish they had 18s or 19s, but the 20s and this nicely tuned suspension is going to make this vehicle glide over those roadways. So you're definitely going to enjoy that for sure, with this being a family-friendly crossover and SUV. With the Platinum, you will have gloss black side mirror caps with LED turn signal indicators. They're also power folding, and better yet, for added safety and convenience, you will have blind spot detection. Then as you make your way around to the back, you are going to notice the LED taillights matching what you have up front. And I love this cosmetic refresh for 2025, where those taillights integrate into the center portion of the rear fascia. You're also going to notice the Explorer badge written out for a classy look on the trunk. Since our model does have the 2.3-liter turbo, we do not get the quad exhaust outlets on this model. So if you are someone looking for an aggressive appearance to your Explorer, you're going to want to go with that twin-turbo V6. Also, we do have the trailer hitch here, so that way if you are going on a road trip with the family, maybe towing a small boat or a small RV, you can do so with this model. And while we're taking a look at the rear fascia for 2025, might as well go over the cargo area once again. Now, across all four trims, the dimensions are exactly the same, and I will display that on the screen. We're not going to be redundant here since I have featured the Active a week ago. However, there is one amenity that I know a lot of you with families, or if you are constantly on the go, are definitely going to love and appreciate here with the Platinum. So as we saw with the Active, you are going to receive a power liftgate. But for those third row seats, they are power folding. Now that isn't uncommon in this market. A lot of vehicles at around $60,000 do give you that feature. However, I have experienced in the past numerous times that with those power folding third row seats, you have to manually raise them back into place. Not with the Explorer. For a vehicle that is starting to straddle lines between being mainstream and luxurious, that does go a long way. As I talked about with the Active, there's plenty of cargo space back here, even behind the third row seats. I was able to fit all my camera gear today, no problem. So it has 3 bags of camera gear, a gimbal box, and a tripod. So I think a lot of you who do have families, you can go on a grocery run and store most of your groceries back here with no issues at all. And to lower the third row seats, you will find the buttons on the right side of the rear cargo area, and you can lower and raise them individually. So whatever the situation demands and calls for, you can easily accommodate that with the Explorer for 2025. Taking a quick peek under the hood for the 2025 Ford Explorer Platinum, you do have some choices here in regards to the powertrains. So you are going to receive a 2.3-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, or you can opt for the twin-turbo V6, producing 400 horsepower and 415 pound-feet of torque, and both powertrains are paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission. Now, in this market, even at around $60,000, a lot of competitors are going to Turbo 4s. So you're not going to notice that this engine is lagging at all. If you joined us last week with the Active review, I found this engine to be more than adequate in its segments. Also, it provides a lot of horsepower and pound-feet of torque. And I do think that with this retuned 10-speed automatic transmission, it is quite enjoyable. Now, obviously, if you are looking for a more sporty and engaging driving experience, definitely go with that twin-turbo V6. Now, with the 2.3 we have today, in regards to fuel efficiency, you're looking at right on 20 miles per gallon in the city and 27 miles per gallon on the highway. Now, our model does have all-wheel drive, but you can go with rear-wheel drive if you do live in warmer climates in the United States. And before we check out the interior for the 2025 Ford Explorer Platinum, you will have keyless entry here. You have your lock and unlock buttons. Also, remote start. Perfect on a cold day like today. It is brisk, it is windy, typical November day up here in New England. Also, you can open up your trunk as well from this key fob. So pretty straightforward stuff. Also, this is available for the Active if you are looking at that trim for 2025. But for 2025, it's the driving environment, which is why we're all here, right? Because with the Explorer, you could always claim that it was falling behind its closest rivals in regards to interior quality and overall refinement. Because what Hyundai, Kia, and even Jeep with the Grand Cherokee are doing right now, they're really pushing this segment forward by giving you more of a luxurious experience at around $50,000 to $60,000. And obviously with Mazda, with the CX-70 and CX-90, Ford has to up their game. And I think they've definitely done that here with the Platinum trim. So before we go over the features that we have here with the Platinum, let's discuss the packages available for this trim. So for $1,700, and this is only available on models with the 2.3-liter turbo, is the Luxe Leather package, giving you premium leather seating upholstery for the seats, but also piping, quilting, and stitching for the door panels and the seats themselves, which will go a long way for a vehicle at around $55,000. What I also love too is the Platinum badge on these seats. That is a nice touch, a nice luxurious element to this model. But for those of you with the twin turbo V6, you can go with the Ultimate package at $4,600. This is only available for models with the V6, and you do receive the Luxe Leather package, but instead of the upholstery we have on our model today, you get Sanctuary Leather. I personally have not experienced Sanctuary Leather in person, so I have no idea what that's like. It's probably more premium for a vehicle in this market. Also with that, you do get the 20-inch dark alloy polished aluminum wheels for an upscale exterior appearance to this model. Is that worth it? Probably, especially if you are looking at a vehicle at around $60,000 and if you are willing to spend extra for that twin turbo V6. But for the vehicle we have today, we have power adjustable heated, ventilated and massaging front seats for both the driver and passenger, with the driver's side having 3-position memory for added convenience, and we also have lumbar support as well, further heightening the driving experience and driving environment that we have here with this Explorer. We also have a heated leather-wrapped steering wheel, perfect for a nice cold day like today. But for the Explorer for 2025, it's what they've done to the overall refinement, such as the soft touch materials on the center console, dashboard, and door panels that, to me, I think elevates this vehicle in its segments, because when you are comparing it to that Hyundai Palisade, maybe the Mazda CX-70 and CX-90, I personally think that this is competitive, especially at around $50,000 to $55,000. For the rest of the interior, in regards to the technology, it's actually very similar across all 4 trims. We do have the Google-based software for the infotainment system and this full digital gauge cluster. We do have the Google Maps displayed on the digital gauge cluster for this review, and I'm seeing this for the first time, and I have to say the resolution and quality is very top-notch and on par with its closest rivals. So if you are a tech geek like myself, you're definitely going to like that for sure. Just like we saw in prior model years, there will be buttons on the right side of the steering wheel, which will control this digital gauge cluster. You can customize this screen to your liking and showcase relevant information to you. You can also go with more of a minimal layout here. So it is somewhat intuitive, unlike what you're going to find in Toyota products right now. So a very nice touch. Then taking a look at the infotainment system, you have a 13.2-inch touchscreen with wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto compatibility. And by going with the Platinum, you have a 14-speaker Bang & Olufsen sound system, which will amplify the audio of your favorite music. And I think you will enjoy the audio coming from those speakers. Since this is a Google-based software, you will have the Google Maps and Google Onboard Assistant, so you can give audible commands for some minor tasks. So that's a nice touch here. We're seeing a lot of luxury manufacturers go in this direction, such as BMW, Mercedes-Benz, and Audi. Now, as we are seeing from even luxury manufacturers, you are going to have a menu layout for all your widgets, such as the Google Maps, Google Play Store, and Google Assistant, but you also get YouTube as well. Is that a bit of a gimmick? I think so, but you can watch videos when you are just stationary and chilling out, maybe grabbing a cup of coffee or a couple snacks with some friends and family. You can also play some video games as well. Now, for those of you who want a tactile and analog layout, you're kind of out of luck here, because there's no physical buttons or dials for the dual zone climate control. So as we saw with the Active, you have touch-sensitive icons for your dual zone climate control, front and rear defrosters, AC, heated and ventilated seats, fan speed, and fan direction. I personally think, though, that this screen is easy to use. There's not too much of a learning curve, and I think you'll find yourself right at home being behind the wheel very quickly when you do pick up your Ford Explorer from the dealership. Then by pressing down on the vehicle icon, you have access to some key features here, such as the ambient lighting, which is more intense for the Platinum, also more intense compared to last year. You also have the ability to adjust your lumbar support. You have up to 10 settings there, so that's pretty cool. But for me, it's the massaging seats. And you can adjust these seats to your heart's content. And comically, you can massage your rear end. Now, maybe it's just because I had a killer workout yesterday, but this has to be the most intense massaging seats I have ever experienced in this market. And better yet, it's not just the lower back that's getting targeted. You can target other aspects of your back, and I think that, to me, is such a nice touch for a vehicle in this segment. For the rest of the interior, nothing's different at all across all 4 trims. You will find a physical dial for the volume, but then physical buttons for the auto start-stop, park assist features, hazards, camera systems, auto vehicle hold, and traction control on and off. Beneath that, you will find a wireless phone charging pad and another cubby for an additional smartphone. For the center console itself, you will find a cubby for some smaller items, a USB-A and USB-C input to go along with a 12-volt outlet. Then compared to the Active, you're going to notice the gloss black trim. I know some of you are not going to like that because it will draw a lot of dust, will be difficult to clean and maintain, but it is a classy touch for the interior. Also, you will have the drive mode selector, so you will have normal, sport, eco, tow and haul, also slippery, and off-road mode. Most likely you won't be going off-road with the Platinum, but if you do, you at least have that at your disposal. For the center storage compartment, there is enough room for some smaller items, maybe even a couple smaller water bottles, so I like having that versatility here with the Explorer. You're also going to find 2 additional USB-C inputs. Then to round out the front seating area, you are going to receive a panoramic Vista moonroof, which brings in a lot of natural light to the interior. So for passengers in the second row, you will have 39 inches of legroom, and for passengers in the third row, 32. pretty much on par with the Pilot and Highlander, so falls right in line with its close rivals. In regards to creature comforts and amenities, and also one feature, the Explorer should impress a lot of you, both your passengers and yourself, if you are looking at an upscale vehicle at around $60,000. It is family friendly and accommodating. So as you can tell, we have the captain's chairs today, typical for a vehicle at around $50,000 to $60,000. But for no additional charge, you can go with bench seats. That is huge. A lot of competitors in this market, and even in the luxury segments, force you to go with a lower trim to receive the bench seats. I don't think that's fair. I know a lot of you don't think so either. So to have an upscale driving environment and still have the interior space and practicality to accommodate 7 people overall, that does go a long way. So you can have your cake and eat it too with this vehicle, and also still receive all the technology features, the creature comforts, the leather upholstery, whereas some manufacturers force you to go with a lesser trim. And sure, you are saving money, but you're missing out on some of those aspects that you're looking for in a vehicle at around $50,000 to $55,000. It's also back here, you will have climate control, as we saw with the Active, also heated outboard seats. Obviously, since we do have the captain's chairs today. You have 2 USB-C inputs, also a 3-pronged outlet, 2 cup holders found on the center console, and you will find sunshades to block out the haters, but also to trim down on that sunlight gleaming down on you when you are looking at your phones or iPads. Also, with these captain's chairs, they slide forwards and backwards on rails, and you can recline them by about maybe 5 to 10 degrees to maximize headroom, but also to maximize the comfort for passengers in the second row. For those of you wondering about the third row, same interior space, nothing different there. So no heated third row seats. You will find 2 USB-C inputs back there as well, only on the passenger side. So pretty much the exact same across all 4 trims for 2025. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick review for the 2025 Ford Explorer Platinum. If you did, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. Also, let me know in the comment section below what you think about the Platinum. Did Ford do enough for 2025 to make this an appealing choice at around $60,000? Also, for those of you who are looking for a test drive of the Explorer, I'll leave the link in the description below, also on the screen as well. So if you're looking for a more in-depth review for 2025, I've already done one a week ago with the Active. But guys, once again, thanks so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you guys next time.